It feels like forever since I've actually done one of these.
It has been 2 or 3 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, because I missed out on the last ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last? This was the last one we did. Was it the one we did
us
with Chris?
3?
Yeah.
I can't remember. That's how long ago it was.
Jesus, what was that one?
I can't remember. I think the last one that we 3 did together was Your Revenge, and that was ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because then we did... Yeah, no, that was it. I think that was the last one. And then you guys did them together, because I've been busy.
Yeah, we did Elisa Lamb.
Elisa Lamb, yeah. Is it Elisa or Alyssa?
Elisa. I think it's Elisa.
I thought it was Alyssa.
Alyssa.
So when I was editing that for you, both of you were saying it differently. I was like, what is it actually? What is it? Is it Alyssa Lamb or Elisa Lamb?
I did watch a video where they had the proper, or was it the Thinking Sideways podcast?
Yeah, I thought it was Alyssa.
They pronounced it properly.
Yeah. So while you guys were doing that, I was twiddling my thumbs. I actually started writing my autobiography.
Really?
Yeah. I've named it 50 Shades of Tarmin. The first chapter is about my lifelong struggle with colour blindness. So I don't understand 50 Shades. I don't get it. I can't see it. The second chapter is about how I don't believe in sex even after marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
yeah, fun times.
Puritanical you are.
Yeah. Yeah, fun times. 50 Shades of Tarmin. It'll be released...
Sounds like it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, it'll be released at some point, probably, on a napkin in a restaurant somewhere. I'll write it down for you.
Yeah, no rush.
No rush. So what have you been doing other than Alyssa Lamb?
They need to phrase it quite like that.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have phrased it quite like that.
I've just been revising mainly because I've got an exam in 2 weeks. Oh,
yeah. Philosophy.
Yeah.
Not philosophy, philosophy.
Philosophy, yeah. So that's pretty much all I've been doing. I went to see cinema. I went to see a film. Not to see the cinema. I went to see a film in the cinema.
That would be quite boring, going out, sitting outside a cinema, just sitting there looking at the cinema. It's like, I'm going to see the cinema.
Yeah, well, different things interest different people, so...
Yeah, who doesn't love a bit of cinema sitting and watching?
Yeah.
Not in the cinema, outside the cinema.
It's, cinemas are fascinating places.
Yeah. Especially the multiplexes. You never know what's going on in there, how many films are being shown, what films are being shown.
You get to see all the people going in there.
Yeah, and you get to see their reactions when they come out.
Yeah.
We should go cinema watching before we go to watch stuff in the cinema so we can decide what film to watch.
Get an idea, yeah.
Oh,
We'd have to interview them to see what film they've been watching.
Yeah, we should do that next time before we actually decide to go see a film and pay money and it ends up being shit. We could do our research and ask people. We'll stand outside a cinema for a couple of days, ask people.
We've got a plan there. Yeah. I'm not sure it's going to make us much money, but...
it will save us money because we won't be spending it on the shit films.
Yeah.
Why have we never done this before?
I don't know. We're not intelligent enough.
Yeah, we're not.
We think of these things too late.
We're not intelligent enough. We're so unintelligent that we actually buy into conspiracy theories.
Well, you do. I don't.
That was your segue, Matt.
Oh,
for fuck's sake.
You know what I'm like. I don't get these segues.
I say conspiracy theories. What is this episode on?
Reptilian.
Yeah, the Reptilian Humanoids.
Yeah, but these aren't conspiracy theories. These actually exist.
Yeah, I know. Plus, intro music.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Do-do-do.
Do-do-do.
There you go, intro music for you.
Where we talk about things and stuff.
Where did you get that from again?
Annie, she got it on she got the actual music on a rights-free website thing.
Ah, right.
And she just typed the lyrics into one of those voice website things and downloaded the voice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, let's get into it.
All this technology.
Yeah, this technology malarkey.
We should do a podcast on technology.
We have that on our spreadsheet.
I know.
We have so much on our spreadsheet. What have we actually done on our spreadsheet? We keep getting distracted and pick other random things.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, this episode.
Well, do the introduction then.
That was
have you done it?
We had our introduction. I thought I was the one that hasn't been doing this for a while.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. So what is this episode about, Matt?
You didn't say who we are though and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's Matt. I'm Tarmin. There we go. Are you happy now? Are you fucking happy?
Yeah, I'm happy now.
Okay. So what the hell are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about reptilians today.
Reptilian humanoids. I like saying reptilian humanoids.
Which, is essentially a hybrid of reptiles and... reptilians and humans, I think, isn't it?
I thought it was like reptiles that could shape-shift into humans. There's probably different variations of it, because it's bullshit. Yeah. I'm sorry, did I already debunk it? Sorry. There's probably different variations, but I thought it was like lizard-/alien creatures that shapeshift into humans.
Yeah, because I didn't get whether reptilians is the same thing as reptiles, but I'm not
I think
entirely sure. I think reptilians are...
I think they call it reptilian because they have reptilian features. I thought there were aliens that were like reptiles. Like V. I think that's one of the... Yeah, because science fiction uses it a lot. So V, the miniseries, and the series that was on a few years ago, the miniseries from the 80s, they had lizard-like aliens, and they'd dress up in human skin. So I thought it was like that, but then I did some reading, and people seem to think it's lizards that can shapeshift into humans. Lizard-like creatures that can shapeshift into humans.
Yeah, because, as you said, reptilian kind of conspiracy has kind of existed in science fiction a lot. I mean, you even get ideas like this in, like, Conan the Barbarian, where there's kind of, like, serpent men.
Really? I've never even watched Conan the Barbarian. Is it a movie?
Well, it's the actual book.
It was okay, everything was a book, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And...
I'm such an idiot.
Well, it's actually more the fiction. It's not actually Conan the Barbarian. It's actually the author who wrote Conan the Barbarian. It's in some of his other books. So there's a book called The Shadow Kingdom, in which these serpent men appear. But it goes back further than that. You know Helena Blavatsky? Madame Blavatsky? She's a big figure in, like, the occult world.
Yeah.
Isn't she? She lived years and years ago. Oh, well, she's like the founder of, like, theosophy.
Always back onto the theosophy, which I still don't know. I really should have looked it up, shouldn't I, after we mentioned it last time?
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't know about it.
She wrote something called The Secret Doctrine, and in there it's there's these dragon men who once had a mighty civilization. That's actually it plays a big part in the kind of reptilian theory.
Wait. So do we blame her for Scientology or not?
We can blame her for pretty much everything.
Okay, cool.
Because pretty much everything occult comes back to her, pretty much. Well, I mean, obviously it goes back further to the Egyptians.
Well, yeah, because she was inspired by people, and then, everyone inspires everyone.
But she has a lot of this stuff is in her work. A lot of the conspiracy theories today, kind of, you can pretty much see that in her work.
I'm such a feminist that I think it's a good thing that is a woman that started the occult.
Well, I don't care who
usually
created
it's men that do these, they head up these things, but women, good on her.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not a good thing to have your name linked to, but it's nice that she spearheaded something way back then, in the sexist times.
True, I suppose. I mean, she was very much admired, so,
Good.
For this. Because, I mean, the cult's always had a following, so...
There's always been cults around.
Yeah, I think it's perhaps more surprising to us now that conspiracy theories, survive, because we're meant to live in such an enlightened age in terms of, like, science and stuff like that.
Yeah, but how much do the public really know? They don't get... They only get, like, a minuscule of the information that there is in the world.
Science is a very kind of, like, academic, kind of technical...
Yeah, so, like, we don't know jack shit, me and you personally, because we're not scientists. We don't research this on a daily basis. I mean, we don't have to interact with it on a daily basis other than our technology. We're not really exposed to any scientific things ever. And our human bodies, of course. Yeah. And medication that we're taking. But
yeah, I mean, all I really know about science is if you have sex, you have children.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Oh, is that why you're supposed to have sex after marriage, then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I need to rewrite my book.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You've learnt something already today.
Oh, shit, I need to rewrite my book now.
I know. Your fascinating autobiography.
Yeah. About being colourblind.
I'm sure there's a conspiracy theory about colourblindness somewhere.
Probably. I think there's a conspiracy theory about everything and anything.
Pretty much.
But this episode...
is about reptilians.
Reptilians.
We should get back
Let's get back on point.
Well, you talked about the shape-shifting element of that, and that comes from the idea that when humans turn into these reptiles, and there is a woman called Arizona Wilder.
Humans turn into the reptiles, not the reptiles turn into the humans.
No, it's humans turning into the reptiles.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, because she claims to have seen many people like George Bush, Hillary Clinton.
I would actually
Reagan.
I'd believe George Bush.
Not really. He's just dumb. It's just people in power, basically. So she also claims to have seen the Queen, Tony Blair, Princess Margaret.
Her personally, or she got eyewitness accounts?
No, she personally saw this, apparently.
So she saw all of these people in power turn into reptiles?
Yeah.
First of all, one person alone seeing that, they would have shanked her at least. And if you don't understand shanked, you're not street enough for me. That means when you stab someone. They would have disappeared her ages ago.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point I was going to make.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. She also claims to have seen the Queen Mother when she was alive, and she goes into a lot of detail about the Queen Mother and how she shape-shifted. So
that would actually make the royal family cool, though. So they should just let that out of the bag. Because I'd be more interested in the royal family if they were shapeshifters. Because they don't do anything of merit right now.
They do a lot of waving, you know.
Yeah, well, until what if one of them gets arthritis and they can't even do that?
Well, that's when you shoot them, isn't it, really? So,
by the way, no, for legal reasons, we should say that none of us actually want to shoot the royal family and we're not going to. So please, can the Secret Service lay off?
Well, I don't know. Tarmin's been talking about that a lot
I'm sick of you guys
recently.
hacking my email and my voicemail. There's nothing on there.
I mean, I don't personally want to see any of the royal family shot, but Tarmin's in control of this, so... Yeah.
That's the first time you've ever said I was in control of anything.
Yeah, but I'm only trying to damn you even more. So.
You're trying to have me disappeared.
Yeah.
So basically, listeners, if I don't show up in the next episode, it's because of Matt.
This is what this podcast is for.
You bloody
I'm going to eliminate you each. I mean, where do you think Chris is?
Oh, is that where he is?
Yeah.
I thought he was just swimming in a fountain. Not for any reason, it's just I assume he does that when he's not with us.
Yeah, well, he's, out trying to find Alyssa, whatever she's called.
She's dead. I thought that was what the podcast was about.
Yeah, but he's trying to find out who did it.
Oh, okay.
And
then.
I think he got onto Illuminati.
Yeah, Chris is a dedicated podcaster.
Yeah, he's appeared in loads of podcasts, hasn't he?
What?
With us. He's been in quite a few of ours.
Who is?
Chris.
What are you talking about now?
Chris.
No, but I just said that he was a dedicated podcaster because he went to investigate the Alyssa Lamb thing.
Oh, right.
What did you think I said?
Never mind.
Okay.
Let me get back to the reptilian.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about something else. Yeah, let's carry on.
You're going to have to edit this lot out.
No, we'll leave it in. It's fine. The listeners know what we're like now.
You can edit out everything but you shooting the royal family.
Go fuck yourself, mate. I never shoot the royal family. That is my queen. God save the queen. I don't even believe in a god, really, so... There we go.
Basically, she said she saw a lot of this, and how she believes this whole kind of reptilian thing happens is that how she believes that 4,000 years ago these reptilians arrived on Earth.
Oh, that bitch did start Scientology.
Who?
The bitch that you're talking about. The madam lady. Oh, no, you're talking about the other one now, aren't you? Okay.
I'm talking about Arizona Wilder.
Yeah, okay, I forgot you were talking about another person now. Carry on.
American, unsurprisingly.
God. Yeah, carry on.
4,000 years ago, the reptilians arrived, and they instilled themselves in two different places. They instilled themselves in the underground of the world, which I don't entirely get what she meant by that, but also in the political classes of the world. So she says their presence is overpowering. So how they kind of were able to slot into the ruling world so easily was that they were able to use mind control and stuff like that.
But apparently it didn't work on her?
To manipulate people. Yeah, that's something that's obviously not worked. Well, I do believe, because, you've heard of David Icke, haven't you?
Oh, yes, I've heard of David Icke.
people like him and Arizona Wilder, I think she believes this as well. They kind of believe that the enlightened kind of people that know about this have an ability to kind of think outside of the usual kind of consciousness or something. I think it's. I did read
so the
on his
enlightened
website.
people as well as the reptilian people.
No, the people who are able to not be manipulated. They have an ability to kind of... I forget what he called it, but it's kind of... You're able to go out of that within your conscious, I think. So you've got to be in touch with, like, your emotions and stuff like that.
And the rest of the public are not, apparently, in touch with their own
we're
emotions.
too easily manipulated, so
of course.
our minds are controlled.
Of course. That's
So
how I got you to call those prostitutes.
What?
Shh.
Jesus.
I made you forget about it. I put you to sleep afterwards. Shh.
That's hypnosis, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, but yeah. Well, hypnosis it's sort of similar. It's a manipulation.
Yeah.
You get someone in the right state of mind, you can get them to do whatever you want.
Yeah, so mind control is quite a big part of this. Basically, where am I?
Okay, so what is the point of her saying this stuff? If she thinks we're being mind controlled, of course we're not going to pay any attention to her or buy into her if we're going to be mind controlled.
It's the kind of thing that
maybe that's why she's still alive.
To the kind of sceptical people, they're just going to say, "Oh, don't believe that," and of course she can reply, "Oh, well, you know, your minds are controlled. You're too easily led by the reptilians."
Does she not think that the fact that she's still alive is debunking her theory?
Yeah, it does seem odd. She either must have been hidden very well.
No, but come on. If she thinks all these
claims to have seen these ceremonies.
So how was she involved then? If she claims to have seen all these ceremonies, seen all these people in power,
she could have been hiding somewhere, kind of looking.
Like every time these, like you're talking presidents and royal family members. You don't think they don't travel with like an army of people around them?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, you somehow managed to follow all these people going to this ceremony.
What?
Without getting noticed, without kind of looking suspicious. And it's kind of... Because David Icke believes that these satanic ceremonies take place on the Isle of Wight, and there's a particular place
Is that why my parents wouldn't let me go there on the school trip?
Possibly.
Okay.
But there's a place called Mottonstone Estate, and it's kind of like a field, I think, with these big stones. And it's not not really like Stonehenge, but slightly kind of different. So it's the perfect place, really, for a satanic ceremony.
Oh yeah, like if you're gonna have a satanic ritual,
it's pretty much kind of where I think if you see any visual representations of it, it's almost always in a field. I mean,
but then again, you've got the hippies that hang out in fields as well, so they're complete opposites.
Yeah, the Druids.
The Druids hang out in fields and they believe in nature. That's their god, nature.
Yeah, I mean...
To be fair, Druids are the smartest people, really, because they don't buy into this god business. They just believe in nature, so they believe in something that we know is there. But that's a podcast for another day, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So, these satanic ceremonies take place, and they believe that these reptilians... Oh, I forgot to mention, reptilians are also considered the Illuminati.
Yeah, it's sort of any organisation, so like the Illuminati and the Freemasons and organisations like that.
My dad was a Mason.
Your dad was a Freemason?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
He was a Mason.
Was he a bit weird?
No.
Okay.
It's not that odd, really, the Masons. They get bad press.
They let women in now.
Yeah, they didn't when my dad was part of it.
Yeah, I think it's a recent thing, because there's one in Surbiton that lets women in. It's a Freemasonry.
Yeah. They're actually quite helpful. Like, when my mum was ill, they helped pay for, like, some of the treatment and stuff like that. So
I guess they would, because your dad was sort of part of their family.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a kind of meeting up thing.
It's like any old club.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything that suspicious these days. I think I don't know whether there are off branches of it which might be a bit more.
Have they not tried to recruit you because your dad was one?
They did, yes.
So you didn't say yes?
I never got around to looking it up properly because I got they wanted to recruit me just before I went to university.
By recruit, what would you have to have done?
You have to get someone to vouch for you. So like they vouch for your character and stuff like that. It's quite linked to Christianity, in a way.
Okay.
You've got to be a practicing Christian, but you've got to be a particular kind of Christian, I think, because Catholics don't like Freemasons. Because
so it's the Protestants.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's even I think it's even quite a specific part of Protestants as well.
Okay.
So
Freemasonry. That's what the podcast's about now.
That's another podcast.
This is quite interesting. I had no idea your dad was a Mason.
Yeah. I don't think he got it up to anything weird. I mean,
You don't
never
think
told
he
me.
did?
It's like more kind of almost a community kind of thing in a way.
Oh, so
Like,
they don't sit
it's a little
around. They
community.
don't sit around in a stone-walled room wearing robes.
No.
Oh, that's less cool.
I can't imagine my dad doing that, to be honest.
That's just not cool then.
From what I remember, they just used to meet in pubs.
Well, then it's
I
not
went to one
interesting.
meeting.
Screw the Freemasons. That's not interesting. You've just ruined it for me.
That's only my experience of
You've
it.
just ruined it
I
for
can't
me.
vouch for anyone else.
You've ruined it. We've lost the illusion of the Freemasons now. So I'm sorry, listeners, but Matt fucked up.
Well, no, I don't want people thinking my dad's some kind of loony bin, do I?
Yeah, but you're kind of loony.
Fuck off. What about
Anyway,
yourself?
reptilians.
Yeah, basically they believe that the Illuminati takes children from the third world, in particular the third world, because she says the kind of Illuminati don't believe they will be missed because there's like lots of orphaned children out there and stuff like that.
What do they do to them?
This is the slightly nasty part. They believe that they use these children as sacrifices, particularly blood sacrifice. So they drink their blood, basically, and consume the human flesh.
Oh, right. I was about to say, oh, that's nice, and then I realised what we were talking about. Because I thought,
Yeah.
that's nice, they're taking them away from the third world country and raising them, and I realised, oh, no, we're not talking about something nice, we're talking about the Illuminati.
It isn't adopting
Yeah.
an orphan or something like that. It's not Save the Children. It's
Yeah,
quite
I realised
different.
that before I said anything.
Save the Children, the charity, is not the Illuminati, I should have add.
No.
But,
Who knows what the Illuminati is, really?
Yeah. The reason why they choose children, apparently, is that it's to do with the energy, like, because kids are all energetic and stuff like that.
Why don't the adults just have more E numbers in their diet?
Yeah, why don't they just have Smarties or something like that?
Exactly, you
You know.
stupid fools. Okay,
Yeah.
they just put themselves out there. They're killing kids when all they had to do is stock up on Twinkies or something.
Yeah, they just make it unnecessarily complicated, I
They
think.
should just hire us as consultants, really, shouldn't they? And then we just tell them how to do it without getting caught or doing
Yeah.
anything sinister.
Yeah, what they believe happens when they drink the blood is that it kind of... The scent of the blood is what causes them to turn into the reptilians. So it's kind
Scent.
of... The
So
first,
they're
yeah, it's
sort
the
of
first for
vampiric.
blood, really. Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's kind of got a vampire side to it.
So not is this reptilian thing drawing from science fiction, it's also drawing from vampire mythos.
Yeah. So we could see, like, a Twilight reptilian version.
So a glittery
Monday.
reptile.
Yeah, pretty much. Moping about somewhere.
To be
you know.
honest, Matt, so
Talking
far
quietly.
this feels like this reptilian humanoid thing. It feels like really bad fan fiction writers came up with it.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much like it's drawing influences from lots of places. You know, the
So
whole
none of
idea
this
like,
shit is based
blood
on
sacrifice.
fact. I was hoping like you would have some evidence because I found none. I mean, I looked up a few videos, but like some of them had been doctored, and then like the comments were so stupid. They were just like, "Oh my god, it's so real now," and I was like, "But you can see that it's fake. Any idiot can tell
Yeah.
that tongue was it's CGI and really bad at it as well. It's like someone
Yeah.
did it on their own Photoshop or Flash at home."
There's very kind of little visual evidence. People like there is a video. I haven't watched it yet, but there's a video apparently of Barack Obama's security guard, and apparently he looks a bit like a reptilian. Apparently, in like a human kind of way.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. You know, it's obviously. I think it's a bit stupid, to be honest. However, David Icke believes he has found like scientific evidence.
Oh, really?
and that is that we share DNA with reptiles or
We
something
share DNA
like that.
with lots of things.
Yeah. Just because we share DNA and stuff doesn't mean that reptilians exist. This means we share the DNA.
Exactly. We share, our DNA, it's so similar to cows, yet I don't transform into a cow.
Quite true.
Yeah.
Or not that we've seen.
That, and
Actually,
has he never heard of evolution?
Yeah,
Because
that's
we
precisely
descended
what I
from
would say.
apes, okay, and we're not going to stay this way forever. Like, we've evolved more and more over generations and generations. We're probably going to change. The human race will probably won't exist in a couple of million years. It might take that long, it might not.
Although it's maybe not as stupid as one might think in one sense, in that at some point we were, when we were bridging between kind of, is it chimpanzee and human?
Yeah.
I think there's something in the middle where we were there before we kind of became human, where we would have been half kind of like monkey, half human, almost. So it's maybe not entirely stupid kind of idea. You could fit it in.
It's fairly far-fetched that they think we're full-on reptilian humanoids.
Yeah.
Because even, if you did have a photo of someone that looked a bit odd and you think they look like a reptilian, people have body abnormalities as well. Some people genuinely have scaly skin. There have been cases of that.
Yeah.
It's abnormalities or evolution or something. It doesn't mean that we shapeshift into reptiles.
Yeah. It's also the fact that it targets people in power. It's not like, in general, just everyday people. It's the fact that it's people. It's meant to be something to do with the kind of like reptilians have a particular kind of like thirst for power, and that's what makes people believe that people like Tony Blair and George Bush and the royal families, and obviously the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, they're all believed to be reptilians because they believe they got their money and power because they're reptilians, because it's in their genes.
What would Tony Blair... Because we know about the Rockefellers, we know about the Bush Empire. Tony Blair's parents, what did they do?
I don't think they were anything special.
Exactly. So that already debunks some of it.
Yeah.
He didn't come from any sort of legacy. He just made... To be fair, he didn't leave much of a legacy. He made his own way there. He made his own mistakes. You'd think that if they got to this position of power, they'd be better at it.
Yeah.
And they'd be better at, if they could mind meld us and manipulate us, we'd like them more.
David Icke was saying that governments manipulate public opinion and stuff like that, which is true to a degree.
Yeah, we hate all of them.
There's a limit to that. Tony Blair's quite a hated figure.
Exactly. We don't actually like any of these people.
It's not as if we're all kind of, slavishly following Tony Blair.
Yeah, to be fair, if Tony Blair told me to do something, I'd most likely turn around and do the opposite. Maybe that's how they manipulate, though. They make us hate them so much. So we do the opposite of what they tell us to.
Yeah.
But the opposite of what they tell us to is what they actually want us to do. They're smart reptiles then, aren't they?
Yeah. Because, what I feel is there's a natural, thing to distrust kind of power and people in power. But I don't think you have to resort to the whole kind of reptilian conspiracy theory to that.
No, I just think...
You don't even have to kind of... Illuminati, even if you take out the reptilian thing, I'm still a bit dubious about it.
Yeah.
You can believe that governments do secretive things without having to resort to that whole Illuminati stuff.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that they go after people like the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, who basically made a lot of money and got a certain degree of power, so they're naturally kind of suspicious of those kind of people.
So it sort of feels like whenever a girl calls a beautiful, beautiful actress ugly, it's jealousy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I get from it.
It feels like, because they don't have the money, they don't have the power, there must be something to it. It can't just be they earned it.
Yeah.
They can't think, these people earned it legitimately and it belongs to them. They deserve it. It's just no, they don't deserve that because of this.
That's something... obviously, you can say they earned it, but, they probably also kind of earned some of that money by slightly kind of dubious ways.
Yeah, I didn't say they did it honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I did say legitimately, didn't I? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I know that most rich people don't actually earn their money completely legitimately. So
the way that the reptilian kind of conspiracy fits into this that's the reptilian side of them that kind of makes this money ruthlessly. It's the idea they don't have a kind of like conscience.
So all these people that are filling up the prisons, all these murderers, rapists, bank robbers, they're reptiles, yeah? Yet they ended up in prison.
I don't know, it's all these people in prison.
Well, they're saying that it's because of the lack of conscience.
No, it's the lack of conscience, I think, of like the people like the Rothschilds, for that ruthless drive for kind of money and power.
So it applies to some people but not to others.
Yeah, that's what I kind of read into it.
This sounds more and more stupid the more we talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that you'd think would be reptilians, almost like these, like serial killers. They don't seem to fit into this. From what
serial
I've read.
killers. Yeah, they don't have any conscience.
They're probably closer to this idea of like reptilians, almost.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to believe that people like serial killers are some sort of reptilian being with a lack of conscience than people in government and people in the royal family or rich people.
Also, it's like going after people like Tony Blair and George Bush, it's just too obvious.
Because she would have got a cap in her ass if they were.
Yeah. Also, kind of depending on, like, we don't really know whether these people are actually in power or whether they're just, like, figureheads.
That's
power. True. Do they really actually make the decisions?
They don't. Like, we've spoken about it before. It's not just down to the one person. It's a group thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole government. Like, our government, you've got the Tories, you've got the Labour, you've got BNP. Yeah, the Tories are in power, yet they have the Member of Parliament meeting where they're all involved. They're all involved in running the government.
Yeah.
The Tories might make the final decision and be the face of things, but everyone's involved.
True.
Yeah.
They see people in power and they believe they must have got there because they're reptilians. They can't have got there just out of either luck or because they're skilled enough to do that. Yeah.
Hard work or rich parents. It's usually rich parents, though, isn't it? They go to Eton and they end up in as a prime minister.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty much how it goes down.
Yeah. I just, again, you don't need the whole conspiracy theory.
You don't. I'd sort of believe that, like, the royals are now sort of reptilian because there's a fair amount of inbreeding that goes on there.
Yeah, inbreeding doesn't turn you into a reptilian.
Yeah, but it makes you, like, deformed and shit. I'm surprised more of them aren't deformed.
Yeah, there was some, actually.
Yeah, there were. Was it the Spanish royal family?
No, even within our royal family.
No, but there was in the Spanish royal family, it came to a point where I don't remember the name of the person, that he was so inbred, he was so short, he couldn't walk, all his hands and feet were... Yeah.
Because didn't they kind of parody him in 30 Rock or something, I think?
Mate, I haven't watched 30 Rock in a while, so I haven't watched it since it ended, so I don't know, maybe.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. I'll try and look up the name and let you know at some point, but I'm fairly certain I've read about it. I think it was like King Louis or something. I think that's the name that's swelling my head.
That sounds a bit French.
Oh, okay.
That sounds more...
But I'm pretty sure it's a Spanish royal. I'm pretty sure it's a member of the Spanish royal family. I'll have to look it up. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even within like our royal family, there's some cousins of the Queen.
They all marry into each other.
Yeah.
Like Kate's the only one that's outside the family. But even then, I think she's got some royal blood in her, hasn't she?
To be fair, though, Prince Philip to the Queen is only very distantly related.
Yeah, I guess. To be fair, I think most white British people are somewhat related. Because England has been around for how long?
Yeah.
People have been on it and they've been breeding with each other, so everyone's sort of interrelated.
Yeah, if you look back far enough.
Actually, you know what? I think the whole world is interrelated. I read somewhere that we're all like sixth cousins, like 20 times removed or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's related.
I think the main kind of where we're not allowed to.
Yeah, it's like siblings and parents and
cousins as well.
Cousins you're allowed to.
Cousins, yeah, but you're allowed to, but it's not advised.
No, it's not advised.
It's believed that you can get the kind of same kind of deformities or mental illnesses or something like that.
I've got some married cousins in my family. Well, I've got a massive family as well, so that's probably why I know that I've got some married cousins in it. But yeah, think about Asians, okay? Oh, shit, man, I'm supposed to be mysterious. They have massive families. You all have, like, at least the minimum, 3 kids. And some of them, they have, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to marry into each other, and, yeah.
I suppose at some point, yeah. Yeah, but
I can't imagine marrying one of my cousins. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about reptilians.
Yeah, but if you do want to, find out about inbreeding, go to Norfolk,
This is the second time, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's the third time or something you've mentioned Norfolk and inbreeding. You really don't like Norfolk.
I do like Norfolk.
I'm going to take you there one day.
I go there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, my aunt and uncle who live in Norwich.
Oh, yeah.
They're not inbred, by the way.
Yeah,
people
we'll see.
Britain, and I just said people of Britain are listening to our podcast, but
no, the only people listening to our codcast. Oh, one of my colleagues said, "How's your codcast going?" And I said, "All right, this is going all right." What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the only people listening to our podcast is like ghosts and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
The ones that are in this room right now. Many podcasters have died in this room, Matt.
Yeah.
They were killed by reptilian humanoids.
Yeah. God, those bastards.
Those bastards in power, those reptilian humanoids with the cool eyes and the cool tongues.
Yeah, slitty eyes, apparently. That's another side. Not being racist there.
No, she means like the side slits where they open to the side.
Also,
sort of like the car from Back to the Future. It opens up.
Very baggy eyes, apparently, so they're very tired, I guess. Don't get enough sleep.
So does that mean I'm reptilian? I don't get much sleep. I've got baggy eyes all the time.
Yeah, there is actually there's an article in The Atlantic that gives you a checklist of signs that you might be a reptilian. Do you want me to read it out to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the first sign is a predominance of green or hazel eyes that change colour like a chameleon.
Isn't that like I don't know how to say it, Hector or something? People actually have that condition.
Yeah.
Where it changes in the light.
Condition. But also blue eyes can be another possible sign.
So have they not heard of the sun? Because the sun does change people's, the way people see other people's eye colour.
Yeah. But it could also be reptilians. So,
of course, yeah. Carry on.
Sun reptilians, it's up to you what you believe. True red or reddish hair. So
ginger
Freddie?
people. Freddie?
Yeah. I always said there's something wrong with ginger people.
Freddie. Oh, God, Freddie's a reptile.
Yeah.
He'll get far in the world, though, so we're lucky that we're friends with him, really.
Yeah.
He could hook us up at some point.
He's got mind controllers first.
Is that... Yeah, but maybe he already has. That's why we're friends with him.
Yeah.
I was never friends with ginger people before I met Freddie.
Freaky. Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really know many, so...
Yeah. Low blood pressure is another sign.
So my dad?
Possibly. Your dad could be a reptilian.
Okay.
That could mean you...
why isn't he more successful then, okay? Why can't I, live off his success?
It's got to be more than one sign, I think.
Okay.
You've got to have the right blood as well, apparently.
Okay.
Keen sight or hearing.
What?
So, keen sight or hearing is another sign.
Keen sight or hearing?
Yeah, that rules out me.
I wear glasses and if you hadn't noticed, my hearing's shit, so I keep having to ask Matt, what did you just say?
Yeah. There's something called ESP, I don't know what that means.
ESP was it's like a psychic sort of thing.
Oh, right.
And you can feel souls and things.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
UFO connections is another sign. You see lots of UFOs or something like that.
Doesn't that just mean you're crazy? Well, to be fair, UFO, everyone sees it. It means unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
You never know everything that's in the sky, so that is a UFO to you. So, yeah, we all have that then.
Yeah, a love of space and science can be another sign.
A love of science fiction.
Yeah. Piercing eyes.
So people that have beautiful eyes. Leave the beautiful-eyed people alone.
So, what's that? Cillian Murphy? How would you
Cillian
say that?
Murphy. He's the
Cillian
most
Murphy.
amazing eyes.
Yeah,
It's like they look into your soul, even though
Yeah.
I've never actually seen him face to face. Yet on the TV, it's like he looks into my soul. He has
Yeah.
the same birthday as me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He's a reptilian as well, then. So
Well, I'm okay with them then.
a sense of not belonging to the human race. Well,
Well,
that's plenty of people.
well, also because if you were a reptilian, you wouldn't belong to the human race, would you? So it wouldn't just be a
True.
sense.
But that,
it would
that
be
would
like
be,
you.
That'd be something you could see in another human being. Someone, well, a reptilian in the human form, you'd be able to sense that as while they're acting human.
Oh, okay. So
While they're
we'd be able to
pretending to
tell.
be human.
So, but that isn't that like the same for every other race? Like a dog knows when they see another dog. A human knows when they see another human. A vampire knows when they see another vampire. I don't actually know what point I'm arguing, to be honest.
It's a sense. No, it's like when you see another human,
Yeah,
you might be able to detect something different in them.
like their emotional state.
So you wouldn't be saying, you know, oh, I'm seeing someone who's exactly like me
Okay.
in a human sense. Because obviously everyone's different in some ways, but
Yeah.
there'd be particular things. So a deep compassion for fate of mankind. So that would be conspiracy theorists.
A deep compassion for the fate of mankind.
Yeah.
I think that
means-
reptilians wouldn't give a shit about mankind.
Yeah.
They just want to enslave us, so they
that
don't
does
care
seem
about our
odd to me.
well-being.
Yeah. I don't know whether that means like because it's weird to say compassion, the fate of mankind. I feel that should be more like an obsession with the fate of mankind or something like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be compassion because if what these crazy people are saying is that these reptilian humanoids want to enslave us, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't be compassionate about our fate. They would know our fate. Our fate would be to be enslaved by them. They wouldn't have any ounce of compassion.
Yeah.
If that's what their goal is.
Unexplained scars on body. That's another sign, apparently.
I wake up with scars all the time. I hit and kick in my sleep a lot. I move around. I tend to scratch myself. So, that doesn't mean I'm a reptilian.
Yeah. Also, a capability to disrupt electrical appliances.
You mean by unplugging things? That's
so
disrupting
technically we're all reptilians.
Yeah, we just have to unplug something.
Alien contacts is the other one. So, where if you look at their phones and look in their contacts, and if they've got aliens on there, they're a reptilian.
Shit.
That's
You're
the
never
point.
allowed to look in my phone, Matt. I've got Zenu on
interesting.
speed dial.
Who?
I've got Zenu on speed dial.
Who's that?
That's the Scientology god.
Ah, right. So, interestingly, Obama has low blood pressure.
Wouldn't he have, well, I guess.
He
It would
also
either be low or high. He is the president of the free world.
He also doesn't wear glasses or have a hearing aid, so that's further kind
Yeah,
of...
but contact lenses, hello. Laser eye surgery, hello.
Lana could be a reptilian, you know.
No, but she had laser eye surgery. She does have massive eyes, doesn't she?
Does she?
Yeah, Lana has massive eyes.
What colour are her eyes?
Brown.
Oh, damn.
But they are massive.
Yeah, but if she's had that surgery done, that means that eyesight previously was poor.
Yeah, it was. It still is. She still has to wear glasses sometimes.
You know, I'll have to rule her out, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And so, this article goes on to say that quite a lot of these American, people like Romney, Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich.
What does MIT stand for?
I don't know. I thought it was
Like,
glove.
what is it short for? Mitchell?
Could be, I suppose. Donald Rumsfeld's the famous one who gets called a reptilian a lot. He's meant to be famously quite ruthless. He's also very secretive as well. And Louis C.K.?
Yes.
He did an interview. Well, he didn't do an interview with. He was on a show with Donald Rumsfeld, and Louis C.K. asked Donald Rumsfeld whether he was a reptilian, and interestingly, Donald Rumsfeld didn't actually deny that he wasn't.
Yeah,
He
probably
just wouldn't
because
answer
it gives
the
him press,
question.
doesn't it?
Yeah, he wouldn't answer the question, which is one of his famous things, and this is apparently a sign of being a reptilian because if you're a real reptilian, you don't deny.
So, like, when you're a police officer, you have to tell the truth. If you're about to, if you're undercover, someone says, "Oh, you're a cop."
No.
You have to say yes if you are.
You
or it'll be entrapment.
No, you don't necessarily have to reveal that you are. You step aside the question. You don't answer it, basically. You just kind of...
Yeah, but I do that when I'm getting asked silly questions. I don't even bother answering it. I just move along. Because I'm just like, oh, this question's ridiculous. I'm not answering that.
Yeah, ridiculous to you, maybe, but, you know, you could be a reptilian. You've got some traits. Go back to Arizona Wilder very quickly. Do you know how she believed the gene's DNA could be carried on?
How?
By the drinking of menstrual blood. Apparently.
That's nasty.
This is how the DNA kind of propagates, or the race propagates.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's horrible, man.
Yeah. So this race needs the blood, as they are not human. They need the blood to survive and to stay sane, basically.
That's just horrible.
Yeah.
So what they should do is do what they do in like Blade 3 and Daybreakers, and just capture all the humans and farm us for our blood, and then breed us. Pretty
much. Although they prefer children. That is why.
How can they get menstrual blood from children? They haven't gone through puberty.
I know. It's strange. She says that that's how it's propagated somehow. But what they really need is the children of blood. No, blood of children.
Children of blood. Children of blood.
It's a bit confusing. Like, she doesn't make sense sometimes. This woman's a bit mad, I think.
Really? I'd not noticed that. I thought she was completely sane.
Also, what I love is that for her, conclusive evidence is I saw.
I saw.
Anyone can claim they saw something. You know, that's not exactly conclusive evidence.
No.
It's what's funny about David Icke as well. I saw an interview with him. You know, Vice.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook a lot. They did an interview with him, and he said he's showing off his books. Because he's got his books translated in different languages, and he's got them all at home. It's a bit tragic, but he's saying, "Oh, this isn't just a theory. This is facts. You know, this is evidence." I was like,
"What evidence?"
It's not even a theory, largely, because you have to have evidence to have a theory.
Yeah, you get a certain piece of evidence, have a theory, and then construct the theory, research it further.
He thinks that the theory comes before the evidence. It's the evidence comes before the theory.
The evidence would negate the theory.
You what?
The evidence would negate the theory. His theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What a fucking retard. No, not retard, because you know what? That's an insult to people that are mentally challenged. Yeah. He's a complete wally.
He strikes me also as very self-obsessed as well when you watch him.
Yeah, that's probably why these people say these things, is that they want the attention, they want the money.
Also, the fact that he does lectures, and I saw a tiny bit, and it was a bit embarrassing, to be honest.
We should go to one of his lectures. Yeah,
I mean, it did strike me slightly like Hitler, almost. I'm sorry to bring him up, but...
We almost went a whole episode without mentioning the H word.
Yeah.
Or supernatural, or paedophiles.
I am going to mention paedophiles quickly.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just because it is actually relevant, though, this time to the case. I am going to mention Jimmy Savile as well, because it's relevant.
Okay.
David Icke made a lot of predictions about the so-called paedophiles. Well, no, our paedophiles. We believe.
Our paedophiles.
Like Jimmy's. Basically, the kind of whole reptilian thing for children, that's what he says the kind of reptilian Illuminati is, a kind of satanic and paedophilic kind of organisation.
So what's the Catholic Church?
Yeah, the Pope's said to be a reptilian as well. Pretty much.
Of course.
All of them are said to be reptilians, apparently.
Of course. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even... I should not have even asked that question. How stupid of me. Of course the Pope is reptilian.
Pretty much anyone of power is a reptilian. So Jimmy Savile fits into this. He had connections with the royal family.
That's
apparently
not anything to do with the status that he had in his heyday.
Yeah.
Of being a charitable man.
Yeah.
Well, obviously now we know he wasn't a charitable man. He was a dirty fucking bastard.
Yeah. And David Icke apparently predicted that Jimmy Savile was a paedophile. But then,
Did this prediction come out after the information that he was a paedophile came out, by any chance?
No, it did come out before. It came out in a book. But I was thinking, that's not exactly... You didn't need to be a genius. The rumours existed already.
Yeah, because I think people would even file police reports. They just got hushed up.
All you could,
Everyone in entertainment probably knew.
Yeah, I mean, there's like lots of rumours going about, and you don't, because David Icke's got an obsession with, like, the monarchy being reptilians in particular, and all you need to do is he saw that Jimmy Savile was linked to kind of the royal family. All he needed to do is say he's a reptilian or something like that. You're hardly a genius for working that one out.
Mm.
He also apparently predicted 9/11 was going to happen.
Again, did this prediction come out after 9/11 happened?
He didn't predict 9/11 specifically. He predicted America was going to get attacked.
No, I heard about that. I did hear about the 9/11 thing.
You don't need to be a genius to kind of suggest that America might get attacked. It has pissed off a few people.
Every country gets attacked at some point.
Yeah.
Even if it happened 50 years after 9/11, he would have still said, I predicted that.
Apparently he predicted kind of shootings in 2012. Well, you can predict shootings are going to happen in America
Exactly.
anytime.
They happen like every other week.
Yeah. I really don't get why people admire this guy so much.
Neither do I.
Also, he makes 20 million out of this.
Oh, shit, we should get into this business.
He's sold 20 million copies of his book.
We should get into this fucking business.
So he's not exactly a kind of unsuccessful person.
No, I genuinely think that's why people do these things. It's because they earn money out of it and they earn status. It's not because it's true. It's not because they believe it's true. Because if they believed it's true, then they'd be crazy and hopefully they would have been carted off to the insane asylum by now.
What is kind of scary in a way is that you do get the feeling he actually believes this.
Is he really, or is he just a good actor?
He could be a really good actor, but he is very convincing in the sense that you believe he actually believes this.
So he's crazy.
I don't think there's much more that I can come up with now.
All right, so we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
I will end this podcast, my speaking points of this podcast, with just a short statement. If reptilian humanoids existed and they were running the world, we wouldn't hear about it. These people that had spoken out about them, they would have disappeared. That's how things are done. We don't hear about any of the real stuff. We don't hear about the nitty-gritty. We don't hear about the bad stuff that's going on in the world. So we wouldn't have heard about this if it was true. There may be rumours. If someone tried to push the rumours, they would have got killed. That's all I'm saying.
Also, it is important to point out, these theories are often driven by kind of hate. Kind of quite anti-Semitic, some of it as well.
Really?
But yeah, I mean...
Why does people have such a big problem with Jews? I don't understand.
It's that whole kind of... the whole rule the world kind of narrative that Jews secretly have been plotting to rule the world and now they do and stuff like that. Because the Rothschilds are Jewish.
So what?
And stuff like that.
They were good with money.
Yeah.
I don't understand all the hate for Jews.
Not all Jews are kind of obsessed with money as well.
No,
it's important to point
exactly,
that out.
That's the thing. That's what I don't understand about the Jew hate. Like,
yeah.
Okay, that's another thing for another podcast.
Yeah. I would point out that although I researched this a lot, I may have got a few things wrong, so...
Probably, we always get shit wrong.
Yeah.
You always get shit wrong. And when I'm editing, I'm just like, oh shit, I said that wrong. That was a different name. It's not supposed to be that.
I might not got everything factually true or might have misrepresented a couple of things.
Matt, okay, they've been listening to this for, like, if you've subscribed anyway, you've been listening to this for a few months now. They know that we don't really do that much research. They know that we're amateurs. They know that we're not... like professional researchers and historians.
We're really just...
We just Google...
making our opinion.
Yeah, we just really Google and talk about it. That's the extent of our knowledge. We don't say that we're experts in anything.
Yeah.
We're amateurs.
I mean, there's not much you can do more than that, really, is there?
Yeah, because we're not. We aren't professionals at this.
And stuff like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's... Well, what files?
There might be files somewhere, you know.
I doubt it.
Files and what they get up to, photos, you never know.
Maybe. But yeah, so we're not professionals. So yeah, we probably did get some shit wrong. I think we should like, sign off because my face is getting itchy, so I have to take my human mask off. And just soak it in some water like you do with dentures at night time. So soak it in some warm water just to keep it moist, and we'll get back to you next week.
Moist.
Do you have anything else to say before we sign off?
Ooh, it might be a bit late to mention this.
Go for it, it doesn't matter.
There's one interesting theory that Princess Diana saw Charles as his reptilian, and that's why she was killed.
I don't think it would make that much of an impact on her, because Charles isn't much to look at anyway.
Yeah, but what kind of made me laugh is that at night, apparently, reptilians struggle because the smell of blood. Because the person you're sleeping next to, it's a struggle to stay in human form. So I was just making you imagine Diana waking up next to a reptilian or something like that. It just kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, but she was in the royal family as well, wasn't she? She was like a lady, right? So she was some connection anyway.
She was an aristocrat, so...
So she wouldn't have been in on it, if it's true.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, we should say bye.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta for now.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Good riddance.
To bad rubbish.